Good afternoon, friends. This is a transfer of Crimean Tatar food. I am its presenter, Rustem Dervish. I'm with you again, which makes me unspeakably happy. Today we have gathered in the kitchen in order to prepare two dishes. We will cook two dishes. So, this is our shorba, the traditional classic shorba. What is shorba? Shorba, this is basically a simple meat broth. In general, where this dish is prepared, it was called differently because people spoke other languages, but the basis is generally considered to be the root of this word. Arabic. In Arabic it is a drink.
Или другие напитки, шербет, предположим, или кружка, мешрепе, или халай, еще одно слово есть. Мешрепе, ну, корень тот же, то есть то, что мы пьем. Это про шорба.
For Shorba we need good meat.
Будет katmerli, borek.
This is our breast. And for pies I took a leg of lamb. It lies separately with us.
То есть хатмер, хат-хат. Хат – это слой.
I will also put a leg of lamb in shorba.
Пирожок, борек. Для шорба нам нужно, значит, хорошее мясо. Это у нас грудинка. А для пирожков я взял баранью ножку. Она у нас там сзади, но в шорба я ножку тоже положу.
That is, this is our breast, such a rich broth. Here, bring meat and fat in layers. Meat, salt means peppers, tomatoes, bell peppers, carrots, garlic, onions, potatoes. This is all we need for shorba. Depending on the region of Crimea, on your income, I don't know, or on the desire of the cook, we already add everything that we want and consider necessary to shorba. Let's get started. So as not to drag this out for a long time, we'll start right away. So we put on an apron. Look, the meat board and the dough board are two different planets. Do not confuse this in any way. We straighten the knife a little. I always don't get tired of talking about it. We need to cut where the ribs are. Well, that's not where I started. Again, I'm not a butcher. In short, shorba. But it allows us to cook large pieces, and it is cooked. Basically, the animal is young. It cooks quickly for an hour. The meat is ready and everything else is there. What we put in there are ribs. We have a ram separately in another place. All then everyone, then we go outside. We are there our hearth, with which we are already familiar, where our legendary oven is located. We kindle a fire, pour water, lay meat, and then return here to continue. Let's go. Just kindle a fire. Just in such weather, you can't imagine cooking shorba better. Hot. Today is very damp, the firewood is damp. Therefore, I used modern chemistry, so that it does not suffer with these damp firewood. Some kind person came up with this kindle, and that's it. Even the tap water was frozen. Therefore, all the fire is burning with us. Great. Things went when it was cold. Fire. We all kindled a fire. Pour water. and lower the meat.
Опускаем.
So I report meat, just meat into clean water.
И опускаем мясо. Так. Закладываем
Meat is
мясо.
beautiful.
Просто мясо в чистую воду.
Everything. We are everything.
Мясо красивое.
Take this wonderful thing. I made it myself.
Эта штука
I
называется
fixed the meat.
чомуч. Сам делал.
It should all be in the water and that's it.
Отправляем мясо. Оно всё у нас должно
Now we
быть в
leave it
воде.
alone.
И всё.
After some time, a very important moment will be when the water heats up and foam appears. This is the foam that needs to be removed. Because if we miss this moment, then this foam, it will then dissolve in water, and the broth will be cloudy, and we need a transparent broth. But aesthetics, we must never forget about it. Delicious food is usually beautiful, beautiful, and usually delicious. We all leave it alone and go. Here we have a specially trained person to look after this. And we go to our warm kitchen, home, a warm, beautiful kitchen. As long as everything is fine on the street, the fire is burning. We put in the meat. We have time until foam. We will now make dough, a pound of flour. Here we have a special scoop. I somehow measured it, but why did I take it in my hands? No need to rush. No need to rush. When we work, when a person works, he should not rush. You have to hurry up slowly. When you do something in a hurry, you will still redo it later. How would I always pour it roughly like that? Because people are different, for whom there is a lot, for whom there is not enough. The water is warm. And we will now knead this in order to put it aside. Our task is to knead the dough like that, okay? As much as we can. Our dough is ready. Now we will quickly try to make minced meat. And today we make minced meat in our usual traditional way. This is how fatty meat should be. We have a fat piece here. And here is the leg of the ram. So, we have enough meat. By the way, other peoples have this when they cut meat with knives. Does anyone know? I have not met. Maybe we don't travel around the world very often. Knives are sharpened very often. Often the knife does not need to be sharpened. A properly sharpened knife is necessary, just fix it. That's how things went. That's such an interesting way, right? Why do we need it? Just to distinguish the meat. Yes. So they already tell me that captivity appeared in our broth. Now we will go, quickly remove it and come. Let's continue this business. So all is well. The process, the most interesting thing is that the process is regulated by this valve. If we open it to the end, the flame will be horizontal and fly straight into the pipe. So I cover up a little. We direct the flame to the bottom of the cauldron. The water reaches the temperature we need. And now the most important thing is to remove this foam. It is now the water is still warming up.
Все.
So everything with the cauldron, we figured it out. We have left here unfinished. 1 onion.
Я люблю лук, поэтому
I love onions,
побольше. Там есть еще
so I will
кто-то
make
не
more.
любит или еще что-то.
But if someone does not like it,
Я рассказываю,
they
как
can
я
take
делаю.
as much as they want. I tell you how I do it.
Посолим немножечко. Так это по опыту.
With a little salt. So, for memory.
С ним поработаем.
We will work with the dough. Butter,
Сливочное масло, топленое
ghee.
сливочное масло.
Take a couple of spoons where my frying pan is.
Сковородочка. Вот такой у меня есть ковшик красивый.
Here is such a beautiful bucket from me.
Нам нужно растопить масло, пару ложек.
We need to melt the butter a couple of tablespoons.
Эй, где газ? Вот газ.
I'll light the fire now. Where is the gas? Here is the gas. So now we have to close our business. But we already did it. In other programs. I am the same. But now it will wrap everything.
Работаешь, когда
This
очень
is.
тебе сложно представить, чтобы с тестом работали на улице. Так, теперь наше дело. Надо завернуть. Но мы это уже делали, когда мы делали кобики.
Twisting like
Это
this.
то же самое. Мы сейчас завернем все это. Вот таким образом, закручивая,
We create layers and then twist some more.
и потом еще вот так подкрутим.
And refrigerate.
Холодильник. Морозилку даже положим.
We even put a freezer so that we don't have to wait for 15 minutes in the freezer for a long time.
Встанет, когда мы дальше с ним начнем
And then he will get up when we start working with him further.
Так, идем к хазану нашему, к нашей шурпе, потому что у нас тесто
So
уже
it is
в
ours to
холодильнике, у
our
нас есть
shorba.
20
Because we
минут,
have the
пока
dough
оно в
already in the
морозилке.
refrigerator,
Сейчас
we
мы
have 20
должны
minutes while it
заложить.
is in the freezer.
Значит,
Now we
наш
have to put our
укропчик,
dill,
лук,
onion,
морковку,
carrot,
черный
black
перец,
pepper,
соль,
salt,
ложка с
spoon
собой,
with us, the main tool with
главный
us.
инструмент с собой.
Let's
Поехали.
go.
Дождь идет.
It's raining.
Хо-хо, вот это мне нравится.
I like
Это
that.
самый интересный момент.
Here is the most interesting
Ой,
moment.
как красиво здесь. Соль, мы сейчас соль положим, где моя ложечка.
Oh, how beautiful it is here.
Мы еще совсем соль не ложили,
Salt,
поэтому
we are now salt.
я думаю,
Put where we are a
чуть-чуть
spoon.
черного перца.
Let's try salt.
Морковочка
We still
пошла,
didn't give it at all. So I
морковка.
think a little bit of black pepper.
Зелень прям
A
пучком
carrot went,
ложим, мы ее
a
потом
whole
оттуда
carrot.
достанем.
Greens right in a bunch too.
Лук,
We'll get it from there later.
все, перец мы положили, все. Пусть
We
оно
put
дальше
onions,
у нас
peppers.
потихонечку вот
That's
так
all.
томится на огне.
Let it slowly languish on the
Мясо
fire.
набирает
The meat gains the aroma of vegetables.
овощей,
The broth gains the taste of vegetables.
набирает вкус овощей. Потом
Here it
должно
all
вот
should
так
boil
медленно
slowly
кипеть,
like this,
потихонечку,
quietly, so that the broth remains transparent.
чтобы бульон оставался
Next,
прозрачным.
we'll tweak it a bit. It's
Дальше
cold
мы чуть
today,
прикроем,
everyone.
сегодня холодно. Всё, дальше нас
Next
ждет
up is
наша
our
кухня.
kitchen. Wow,
О, на улице
it's
сегодня
such a
такая
storm
непогода.
outside today.
Так, на чем я остановился? Я как этот
So where did I
многозадачный
stop?
станок. Так, есть. Вот смотрите, сейчас у нас тесто в холодильнике.
I'll try not to forget anything.
Уже дело подходит.
Look, now we have the dough in the refrigerator and it's coming up. The operation is coming to an end. Mission possible.
Невыполнимо у нас сегодня. Достаем наше
Today
тесто,
we
которое
have.
в морозилке.
We take out our dough, which is in the freezer. The oil has frozen there. Cold, the oil has frozen.
Масло застыло, и вот это масло
And this oil
между
between the layers of
слоями
dough,
теста,
the frozen mass
застывшее
creates
масло
these
создает
layers for
нам
us, does
вот
not
эти
allow us to
слои.
connect.
Не дает соединиться.
So I'll cut
Я
it.
нарежу.
It was necessary
Нужно
thicker.
было толще
Wind it up,
накрутить, конечно.
of course.
Но как получилось.
But
Сейчас
how did it
посмотрим, какие
happen?
получатся.
Now let's see what we get.
Потом мы вертикально
Then we put
ставим
it
и
vertically
чуть-чуть
and
под углом
slightly at an angle, so we press these
Эти
layers,
слои раз
and they
смещаются.
shift.
Если оно
More
сейчас масло
pause for
растает,
the whole
то оно
piece.
растворится в этом тесте, и у нас слоев не останется там. Мы называем это katmerli borek. Сегодня готовим и называем это katmerli borek. Если сейчас мы спросим, у меня есть друг хороший, знакомый, все его знают, это очень уважаемый человек у нас в Крыму, Иса Хайбулаев. Вот если мы ему покажем на вот это вот блюдо и спросим, что такое, он скажет.
It is in his own way,
Скажет
as is
он.
customary for him.
А если мы
And if we
русского
ask a
человека в
Russian
Крым,
person in the
который
Crimea
сегодня
who lives
спросим, он
today,
скажет, это
he will say it is
крайские
Crimean
пирожки, скажет он.
pies. He will say,
все как
and
бы
everyone
правы.
seems to be right.
Где правда?
Where's the truth?
Правда, как
The
известно,
truth, as you know,
зависит от точки
depends on the
зрения.
point of view.
Ну,
Well,
все
the
правы
truth is,
по-своему,
everyone is right in their own
потому
way.
что katmerli borek это
Because our
конкретное
dish is
название, то есть
specifically the
слоёный
name, that
пирожок.
is,
Что такое
puff
борек?
pastry.
Борек это пирожок.
What is a
Они бывают
pie?
не
When a
обязательно
pie,
слоёными.
they are not necessarily
Он может
puff.
быть и не
It may not be
слоёный, как
puff,
чебурек.
such as
Чебурек,
pasties.
мы говорим, да?
We
Там
say
же не
yes,
слоёное
there is
тесто, но
not
однако
puff
его тоже
pastry,
называют
but, however,
борек.
it
Или
is also
пироги
called a
всякие
pie or all
разные,
sorts
тоже
of
не
pies.
слоёные.
They are also not
Подошло
puff.
время.
The time has
Где
come.
масло? Сейчас мы масличком
Where is
сразу
the oil?
смажем. Где моё масло?
Now we will
Моё
immediately
масло.
grease the oil. The main
Чтобы не
thing is
прилипло.
not to forget my oil, so that it does not stick.
Чуть-чуть смажу это. Так, есть.
So it is. For some reason, I got a lot of minced meat this time.
Ну,
Well,
мясного
you can't
фарша
have too
много
much
не
minced
бывает,
meat.
это барашка.
This is lamb with onions and fat.
За
Behind
кадром
the
мы сделаем
scenes,
еще какое-нибудь вкусное
We will
блюдо.
make some other delicious dish.
Мы начинаем. Мясо нужно
While we are
не
starting,
жалеть.
meat
Так,
should
всё,
not
мы
be
вот так
spared.
его сейчас складываем.
We all fold it now.
фиксируем,
Fix it and then we fix such a
потом
twisted edge.
закрепляем такой ажурный
How do we have such a
край
pigtail?
делаем, как бы заплетаем такую косичку,
We did.
как на кобите мы так делали.
Aesthetics is also the main thing in our business. We correct. There must be more onions. Fat, everything should be in moderation. Everything should be with us. Put it together. Fix it and we braid a pigtail, although this is not a pigtail, but an edge. Here we close this castle. If we speak the language of a miller, we fix another form, we equal, it turns out. This is such a beautiful thing. So let everyone rest now. Then we'll put it on top. I prepare here, where I prepare a unique secret composition here. I won't tell anyone the secret. It's a yolk with cream. So we'll put it on top. Then sesame seeds for beauty and taste and into the oven. My oven is already heating up. Our task while we have dough. Our task is to cut everything for our dish. Shorba. Now we will cut it all. And it will all go to the cauldron with shorba separately. Let's say we cut carrots into rings. So everyone figured out the carrots. Now we will add. So we also have more Bulgarian. Let's take a sweet pepper. To make it tasty and beautiful, and everything that we have in our market, where we live, we go to the market and buy ourselves everything we want to improve the taste. Worsen, no need. People get used to something and start cooking. Like this. It depends on the region of the country there. Crimea, Uzbekistan. How people cook. And we will go into the oven before it goes into the oven, so that there is a very beautiful appearance like that. Now we will decorate. We have a mixture of yolk and cream. But is it possible to spoil with the yolk and cream? No, it only improves the taste. Then we will have more on top. You see, he stood for a little while and the processes in the dough take place. It heats up and rises a little, takes on its shape. So now we have a beautiful powder. Sesame, let's get started. In fact, a chef is like an artist. Here are these large strokes. Here is the artist. He also appeals with colors to us, influences us in layers, as he sees this world. A cook paints, shape, and also taste. Can you imagine how many levers a chef has in his hands? So we send all this to the oven for 45 minutes, 180, 190 degrees. But I say this, but anyway, you need to follow the process into the oven. And we go outside. Shorba is waiting for us. Oh, wow. It's not at home in the kitchen. It's in modern kitchens. It's all for real. We're going on live fire here. Yes, I'll put it here. So our task. Now we are taking away these large pieces from there, which we laid. We do not need them there now. A bunch, oh, what a smell is impossible. In such conditions, you need to pay for harm. Poor cooks. I don't even know how they work. Everything is fine. Excellent. But I didn't expect anything else from myself. All potatoes can be. It turns out 2 in 1. It is purely such a rich man's dish. So we still have paprika for color and smell and taste. We will add it generously. No salt is needed. Well, actually, we are all now waiting for it all to boil. 20 minutes. 20. Well, 20. In short, the potatoes are now being cooked. The meat is already ready. Oh, you! It turns out just a miracle of miracles, a combination with the color of copper. This is not a shorba, but a work of art. It is hearty, tasty, and very beautiful. Everything is fine here. Everything is fine here. Everything is fine here. You don't have to worry about this. The fire is normal. The process is underway. After a while it will all be ready. And I'll go to the kitchen, because we have ovens there. Our pies require our special attention. Oh. Ah, yes. Yes, yes, yes. But isn't it wonderful? I surprised myself. Listen, look how beautiful it turned out. Oh ho ho.
Отлично. Так,
Great.
теперь смотрите,
So,
по технологии.
Now
Уже
look
там
at
еще
technology.
шурпа. Сейчас мы должны это все
We still have Shorba
и
there,
закрыть.
right?
То есть вот то, что мы
Now we have to lay it all out
сделали,
and
оно
close it.
должно постоять немножко.
That
Его надо
is,
накрыть.
this is what we did. It should stand a little. It must be covered.
Получилось, слушай.
How beautiful they turned out very now. If so, some stuck, and the oil got to them everywhere the same.
Им попало везде одинаково, видать.
Looks like this is how we cover it. Because now they are dry, they should stand a little bit.
Потому что сейчас они
Here,
сухие, они
in order
должны
not to
чуть-чуть
lose moisture,
постоять,
they should
потому
lie
что
down there
плавленые
for 5
консервы,
minutes,
они минут
10 minutes,
5-10
come to their
должны там
senses after this
полежать,
heat
прийти в
in the
себя
oven.
после вот этого жара
And now we will
духовки.
go again with us their
И,
Shorba.
сейчас мы пойдем, еще у нас там шурпа есть.
See what an
Смотрите,
interesting
какая
thing.
интересная штука.
Shorba
Шурпу
we
у нас
always
всегда
ate, not
ели
just
не просто
Shorba.
поели
This
шурпу,
was the
на
end
этом
of the
дело
matter.
закончилось. Ну,
Well,
как правило,
as a
тоже с
rule,
хлебом
even
ели
with
или
bread or
с
crackers.
сухарями ели. Вот как мы, у нас
And
была
like us,
передача про чубан шурбасы,
We had a
когда,
program about Shorba.
шурпой
When
заливали
Shorba was
сухари
poured over
специально
crackers
приготовленные для
specially
этого.
prepared for this.
Сегодня-то мы будем кушать
Today we will eat pies
буряки
or another
или
dish.
там
Well,
кубетени
we
наши,
ate
где,
Shorba.
в кубете кушали
That is,
шурпу. То
both
есть
the
и первое, и
first and the
второе
second
блюдо
dish
было так.
turned out.
Но есть такая еще интересная история.
But
И
there is
факт.
another interesting
На
story, in
картах
fact, on the maps of the
18 века,
18th century,
значит, около
which
Ханского
means that there is a
есть
garden near the Khans.
садик, и там
And
на этих
there,
картах
on these
этот садик
maps,
обозначен как
This kindergarten
общежитие
is
пекарей.
designated as a
И,
hostel for
там,
bakers.
значит, ну, соответственно, если пекари целое общежитие,
And
значит,
there,
было
accordingly,
производство хлеба, и где
If the
сушили
baker is
это
a
всё.
hostel, then there was
И,
bread production,
историки
and where
считают,
this bread
что
was
это,
dried.
ну, есть такая традиционная еда, да, когда
And
хлеб
historians believe
заливали
that this is such a
бульоном,
traditional
и
food,
это быстрое
when bread was poured
приготовление
with broth and eaten this
хорошего,
quick,
сытного
good,
блюда.
hearty meal.
Вот. И считается, что
And it is believed that it means that these crackers were prepared in large quantities and taken with them on hikes.
так, бореклер у
It's
нас на
just so
своем месте,
lukewarm in our place.
прям такой тепленький.
And I'll go for Shorba, and now I'll get this for
Я пойду
vegetables.
за шурпой, наберу
And
щас.
this is
Вот
for
это у нас
Shorba.
для овощей, а это у нас для шурпы.
So a little
Чуть-чуть
overexposed,
передержали. Чуть-чуть
a little overdone.
передержали. Температуры было много.
There were a lot of
Ну, это все
temperatures.
выкладывается вот так на блюдо. Вот
It's
так
all laid out on the
красиво.
dishes.
А
It's so beautiful.
шорба подается отдельно. Поэтому
And
говорят,
Shorba is served separately.
гель и шорбой не говорят, Аша. Я уже это где-то говорил. Гель
In this
шорба, Аша,
case,
говорят,
the
гель
dishes of the master Ilder Husinov.
сурпа и ич.
It turned out a unique, thick,
Ну, еще раз говорят, не
saturated.
говорили, а говорят. И даже у нас
Such a unique
посуда
thing.
такая есть, специально для этого
Great. This is
предназначенная.
great.
Шорбалах называется.
No matter what,
В
rain or
данном случае нам
wind.
Эльдар Гусейнов сделал.
See what happened.
Получилась уникальная, густая, насыщенная такая уникальная вещь. Супер. Так, отлично. Несмотря ни на что, ни на дождь, ни на ветер. Смотрите, что получилось.
Oh, what a smell.
Какой запах, просто
I just can't
передать не могу.
convey.
Так, пошлите
So,
пробовать. Теперь
let's go
пойдем
try
пробовать.
it. Now let's go
Кульминация.
try.
Кульминация.
Climax.
Сегодня
Climax.
получилось так вкусно, даже несмотря на
Today it turned out so
помарочку,
delicious.
в том смысле, что
Even
шурпа
despite a
должна
small
была быть
mistake in the
просто
sense that the
прозрачной,
Shorba was
она у нас
supposed to be just
получилась
transparent.
более густой, но
It turned
на
out to be
вкусе
thicker
это
for
никак
us,
не
but this
сказалось.
did not affect the
Может быть,
taste in
даже
any
такой
way.
новый вид шурпы
Maybe even
появился.
somehow a new
Вот
kind
у
of
нас есть
Shorba
такой
appeared.
шорбалах,
Here we have such
который
dishes,
нам
which the master
любезно
kindly made for us. Eldar
изготовить
Yuzinov.
для нас Эльдар Гусейнов. Вот это
Here is the
шорба.
dishes for shorba.
Это шурпа.
This
Шурпу
is
не ели
shorba.
ложками.
Shorba was
Шурпу
not eaten with
пили прямо
spoons.
вот так из
Shorba was
кастрюльки.
drunk. Just
Мясо,
like
все
that,
овощи,
from the
всё это
dishes.
сварилось, всё красиво.
Meat,
Шурпа
all
насыщенная.
vegetables, all this was cooked.
Там вот эти
Everything
все
is
вкусы
beautiful.
переплелись.
Shorba is saturated.
Момент
All these
истины.
tastes are intertwined there. In the moment of
борек.
truth. Pi, I worked so hard on it today. I hope not in vain.
На
The
внешний-
appearance,
внешний
the
вид,
smell, everything is
запах, всё
fine.
прекрасно. Вот эта
This
культура
culture of
приготовления
preparing
таких
such
прекрасных
wonderful
блюд
dishes
уходит
goes
далеко,
far,
далеко,
far,
далеко корнями в
far,
нашу историю.
far back in our history.
Потом
Then
я
I will
теперь
now
еще
add a
сюда
piece of meat
добавлю,
here, a piece
кусочек
of meat,
мяса,
while there is no one,
кусочек мяса, пока никого нету,
a piece of carrot and a piece of potato.
морковки,
I am pleased with my result.
кусочек картошки.
I
Я
almost
доволен
forgot the
своим
most important
результатом.
thing.
И самое главное, не
Greens.
забыл зелень,
Greens.
зелень. То есть еще оттеночек
That
добавляем
is,
весны.
we
Короче
add
говоря,
another
я
shade of
доволен своим
spring.
результатом нашей работы.
In short, I am
У
satisfied
нас
with my
очень
result of
богатая
our work.
культура. Нам
We have a
можно,
very rich
нужно
culture.
только жить и наслаждаться у
We
себя
can.
дома.
We only need to live and enjoy at home in the Crimea, create in Crimea,
Творить,
work,
работать,
study history,
изучать
including the
историю, в том
history of our
числе
cuisine.
историю, кухню нашу. Слава
Thanks
вам,
for
ну
being
что,
with us.
смотрели нас.
See you in the
Увидимся в
next issue.
следующем выпуске.
Bon
Ciao,
appetit.